Hello, welcome to another episode of Speaking to the Abyss. I'm Des, and Jess, I have a riddle for you.
Okay.
How do you fix a damaged jack-o'-lantern?
How?
Use a pumpkin patch.
Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute.
Yeah, I just thought.
I love it.
Fits
I
the
love
vibe.
it. Yes, of course.
It's starting to feel the vibe outside. It is
Finally.
coldies. Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. I think we have a little bit until it starts snowing, but
Yeah.
I'm enjoying where it's at now. If it gets any colder, I might freeze outside like a statue, because it's crazy out there right now. When we got off of work, when you showed me your windshield,
Yeah.
oh, so many ices.
Yeah, I was like, I know one of our coworkers was like, oh, like, is it still super foggy outside? I was like, I haven't been outside. And then one of my other coworkers that stayed late was like, oh, be careful driving home. It's super icy. And in my head, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to be so icy when I went outside. I was like, oh my gosh.
And because mine wasn't, I left a little bit before you.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it was like 5 degrees colder when you left than when I left, and I feel like that is what made a difference because it looked like someone poured water on your car and froze it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I get so scared. Well, because the only accident I've ever been in was because the windows are so frosted.
Yeah, you know what? One of my other friends, same thing, didn't want to wait and also got into a little fender bender and then got a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I know sometimes I remember when I used to open and then at the daycare and then you just see people with just a little eye hole scratch.
Just so they can see, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was in a rush that day too, and it's one of those perfect storms where it's you're not supposed to. First off, you're supposed to leave with enough time so you're not rushing.
Yes.
So you don't feel that stress, but I didn't. And then on top of it, it was so cold and the windows are all iced up.
Yes.
That was horrible. And then I was but because it was for school, and I was like, I can't knock my school.
Yeah, you gotta be on time, perfect attendance.
Yeah, or whatever.
Whatever
it was.
Yeah.
I think that was part of the grade or something, being there physically or something.
Okay.
But so I was worried, and I'd been late or something the same week, so I was like, I gotta go. And then it happened, and it was terrifying, and that's the only one, knock on wood, that so far that I've been in. I hope I never get in anymore. It definitely won't be for that reason if I do, because you only have to learn that lesson once. So yeah, but everyone out there, stay safe. Make sure your windows are nice and cleaned off.
Yeah, be mindful of your time. Make sure you put into Maps, Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever you use, and just check, see how long your route's going to be.
That's a good idea. Also, make sure your wiper blades are up to date. Make sure they're good and going, because when it rains and you don't have good wiper blades, it's just so dangerous.
Wiping the water everywhere.
It's making it even harder to see. Yeah, be safe out there on the roads. Be vigilant, everyone. Be vigilant. How's your week been?
It's been long. It's felt like such a long week.
I agree.
But I mean, I can't complain, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. At least there's work. At least you're doing things.
Luckily, we have job. I was to say jobs, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Yeah. So it's a job.
I'm a mom at home. You have 3 jobs.
Sorry.
I have 2.
I'm sorry. My 3 jobs, 2 jobs.
When you come home, the work never ends.
It never ends. Yeah. How has your week been?
Long also. I've been just dying for the weekend, and then it gets here, and I already feel like it's going too fast.
Yeah. And I always have a bittersweet with the weekend because, I still work every day, but they're not as daunting as being at our other job. And I don't know, I feel like they also pass by really fast. Well, because I also just either have to sleep or do life in between them. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. But you just came over, and besides recording this podcast, you cut my partner's hair, you cut my hair.
Yeah, of
we
course.
Look fabulous.
What an honor.
We're glowing. Our skin got better after you cut our hair.
Younger.
Yeah. We're
Healthier hair.
revitalized.
Yes.
My lungs back to brand new, like baby lungs.
Yes.
Magic hands.
I've been told healing hands. I have been told, people keep coming back to me and they're like, before you cut my hair never used to grow.
Wow.
And I've been like, At first I was like, oh, they're flattering me. But now it's been a lot of people that, like, now I believe it. I'm like, oh, I got the magic hands.
Yeah.
Just sucks that I can't cut my own. I mean, I can cut my own hair, but I feel like I wouldn't want to.
Mm-hmm. Even stylists have stylists.
Yeah. And I'm like, do I need to upgrade to one that, like, makes my hair grow fast?
You just, like, start rubbing your hands on your head.
I know, just like give it a little snip.
Yeah,
just
every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, but those parts grow out faster than the other parts.
No.
That'd be funny.
The curse.
Yeah. That's cool though that you have magic hands. You should start charging more for them.
Yeah.
Just
once I get like
on it.
over my like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't that the hardest?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that the hardest? And speaking of imposter syndrome, kind of. I was gonna say our stickers are coming.
Yeah, okay.
But it's because I drew them, so that's what connected
Okay.
the imposter syndrome.
You're like, I am an artist, actually.
Yeah. I'd be forgetting.
Yeah. Do you want to tell our listeners what the stickers are?
Should we? Or should
I don't know. Should be a surprise? I don't know. We could do a surprise reveal.
Okay, we'll do a surprise reveal. It'll be so cute though when they come. I'm so excited.
Me too.
And if they're a hit, I do want to do them in hollow. I think that would be cute.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I have Halloween stickers coming out also. I'm obviously gonna give you some.
Yay.
Yeah. They're some past designs of mine on my art Instagram, but they're Halloween adjacent.
Themed?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
I wanted to make them stickers. I want to do Halloween stickers every year. I think
Yeah,
I've said that
that's
on an
awesome.
old episode. Yeah, so keeping up the tradition. But yeah, I'm excited mostly for our stickers because they're so cute. I can't wait for everyone to see them and then to see them stickered on places. I love when I see our stickers on places that I wouldn't expect them.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, wait, who put that one there?
That there?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then, whenever I travel out of town and stuff, guaranteed I'm sticking our stickers
I
on
know. I
things.
need to start carrying, like, I used to carry, like, so many bags with me before to where, like, I had a backpack and, like, 3 other separate totes I would carry with everything. And then I think I got so sick of carrying so much stuff. And I don't know if I've talked about it on the pod. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, because I feel like I always talk about it. But then I just, like, went complete, like, what is it, 180? Yeah, and just carried nothing. No bags, nothing. I just never have anything on me.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I'm starting to integrate, like, a backpack again, and
backpacks are cool.
I love backpacks, but I was thinking, I was like, I need to carry stickers with me, and then also business cards. I forget, and people are like, do you have a card? Do you have a card? And actually, some of our coworkers, we were talking, and they're like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? And I was like, oh, yeah, just gonna go to my other job. And they're like, oh, where do you work? And then I'm like, here. And they're like, oh, my God, you do hair? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, I've been struggling to find someone here that does hair. And I was like, oh, wow. But no, yeah.
It's hard to remember to bring those things.
Yeah, I feel like when you don't track anything, it's so easy. But I'm like, okay, try to remember this, try to remember that. Yeah. I'm a very forgetful person, and most of the time I have great support systems that can, like, help me.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm always shouting you out wherever I can, even if it's like random.
Yeah.
I'm not even a talker like that. I don't talk to randos. But sometimes they say anything about, like, hair or wanting a certain hairstyle. They like my hair. I'm like, oh, my friend Jess. You gotta see her. She's great. You
gotta follow her. I know. I was thinking a lot of people have been, like, asking about the podcast and how to, like, see it and view it, and, like, they're like, oh, is there, like, a QR code or something? And I'm like, we should either make. Our job makes, like, the NFC card that I think is, like, $15, and they could just tap their phone, or a QR code card or sticker. Oh no, just to pass it along quicker.
I don't know if it's our name, like speaking to the abyss. I feel like I don't know which part people get stumped on, but I feel like a couple times where I tell people, oh, this is our podcast, whatever, and then they look at me, I couldn't find you, and I'm like, is it the like?
Maybe people don't know how to spell abyss.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
but
words are hard.
If you're here, thank you for being here. We're happy to have you. And if we sound a little bit different, it's because we're in a little bit of a different place.
Yeah. Different recording locations.
Yeah, different recording locations. And then it's my dogs here today.
Yes. Substituting in, filling in for their cousins.
Yeah, the managerial duties of their cousins. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it's funny because I've never used one of those.
NFC tapper?
Yeah. But it's funny that like that crowd is like, oh, do you have like the QR code?
Yeah.
It's like not even, I don't want to deal with QR codes.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe a QR code is something more graspable to someone where it's harder for them to just type in a website or do a Google search. It's easier for people to just scan it and you're there type deal, you know?
Yeah, it's easier. It's faster.
Yeah. You know, everyone's always trying to cut corners where they can't.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So we did a collaborative podcast last week.
Very fun.
How did you feel about it? How do you think it went? It was our first guest.
That was, I think, both ways on theirs and on ours. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
I had a lot of fun. They're funny. It was great stories. Yours had us shivering. I literally had goosebumps. There's like one time my eyes were watering.
Well, I know. I was like, I can't believe I made all of you guys' eyes water.
Which never happens to me, which is what I was saying there. I was like, I listen to like you tell these stories too, and never has that happened. But then that one particular, it got to me. I was like, oh my God. But so that was really fun. What did you think about it?
I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I think for us going into it like with no real plan, we did pretty good. Exactly. Definitely. I feel like we'll do way better next time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm excited to collaborate with maybe them again and maybe more podcasts in the future. Yeah. Or having guests on in general. That was fun. That was our first time having guests. Yeah. And then it was, if you guys don't know, Brother Let's Talk is the podcast that we collabed with, and they do YouTube also. So they have video, and you can catch us on our very first video appearance if you have not already. Yes. And we're in costume. Jess is so cute. Find out what she looks like on there.
Yeah, guess who Jess is.
Yeah, guess before we tell you. But it was super fun. We'll drop a link, and then check them out. They're great. Our episode with them was really fun. I think that they had I hope they had a great time on our podcast.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, they were happy. Oh, because we got 750 downloads recently.
Was so cool to see.
I know. I got the little notification. I was like, oh wow! I was like, that's awesome. Just filling your guys' ears.
That's fucking awesome.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah, thank you guys.
One of our coworkers had asked me, at the end of work yesterday, or during a break or something, I can't remember, but was like, oh, hey, do you know Beavis and Butthead? And I said, yeah. And then she was like, is that how your podcast is with this? And then I just laughed.
That's
and
hilarious.
I was like, you'll have to find out. And she's like, well, I saw one post one time and that was it. And I said, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But then also another coworker, when I told them that we were planning to record our Halloween episode with the Brother Let's Talk, was also saying like, oh, well, I never see you share anything. And I was like, okay. I was like, accountability. And I was like, I know I usually repost from our pages and stuff, but maybe we need to make posts on our page and on the podcast page, which is like a lot of effort, but
no, I get it. Yeah I think so too. I think that would definitely help with engagement. I think obviously like getting us out there more is always better, but then I also wonder if you're not following this podcast, maybe hit follow, because that'll notify you every time we post a new episode, if you didn't know, or if at some point, like if you listen on Spotify, which I listen to most of mine on Spotify, you'll see like a list now of new episodes you haven't watched yet or listened to or whatever. So that might help also. Just following us in general on platforms might help.
Yeah, and then if you like see it, like give it a like or something.
Yeah,
just
so
some interaction. So yeah.
For you
We're
guys.
in your algorithm a bit.
But yeah, you're right. It is accountability. We do need to post more for sure.
Yeah.
You're just so busy, and then it's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely we're trying to find a learning curve. Yeah,
we're trying
to delegate responsibilities a little bit more.
Yeah, well, definitely. I think we're this is all the inner workings of a podcast that I'm sure other podcasters understand.
Yeah, we're still like baby podcasts. We're like, this is our 35th episode.
Yeah. Not even 50 yet, but
that's crazy. Well, and then it's like, weeks. Yeah, I was like, how long have we been podcasting for now?
So long.
Like, yeah.
Over 6 months.
Is that right?
I think so. I don't know how many weeks is, wait, how
4.
many?
4 is 1 month usually.
I'll get my calculator out. So we've been doing how many episodes? This is going to be our 35th. Yeah. So 8.5, almost 9 months.
That's crazy.
Almost like 9 months. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. It's crazy how time flies by.
Yeah.
I feel like this year, I feel like there was parts of the year where like time really felt like very present, very like, it felt like a month, it felt like a week. And then I feel like there's like just a rough, abrupt jump from like, oh, we're here every day. And then like all of a sudden like, oh, it's about to be Halloween. It's Christmas. We're here writing the new year.
It's so crazy. I don't know if I felt this way last year. I don't know. It's hard. Like last year feels like a blur almost. But I don't feel like the end of the year felt like it was going as fast as this year's. And I don't know what that like... Because I'm sure that's not the same for everybody. I'm sure some people are like, wow, this has been the longest month of my life or whatever it is. But for me, I feel like the last few months, like September, and August just like flew by.
Yeah.
Like I blink and it was over already. My brother's birthday, my birthday, just everything was happening. Yeah.
Everything all at once.
Yeah, like it's crazy. But, we're in October now. And
we're halfway through. Yeah.
I know, it's almost the end. And it's nuts. It's just crazy how time works, but whatever. You know what my partner was trying to explain to me that I couldn't understand the other day?
What?
How we know where the edge of the universe is.
What? Flat earther? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So funny. So he was trying to explain to me about like, cause I forget what we were talking about, but then I was like, wait, we know where the edge is at? Because I know that we know it's infinitely growing. It's always ever expanding. So then how do we know where the edge is at? And he was saying whatever.
Someone found one of the walls in the simulation.
Like, I was like, what, they shoot a beam and it comes, they have a mirror over there and it comes back? Like, how does it work? I don't know. And the way he was trying to explain it to me, I think
it was just ungraspable.
You have to know about half-life and you have to know about like radiation or something. And I'm like, okay. Well, I don't. So I guess I don't know anything. But so I don't understand it. If any of our listeners understands it, that'd be cool. You could put it in layman's terms or something. Yeah. That'd be interesting to know. But I was just thinking about it because, we were talking about a Neil deGrasse Tyson video where he was talking about a supernova and like what that is and stuff. And then my partner brought
He's the one that does the Cosmos.
In the Cosmos show? Yeah. That was a really cool.
I've never seen it, but one of my friends always recommended it.
Yeah. It's a good show. It was pretty cool. I didn't watch all the episodes, but I think it's like I think it's cool to just hear and think about those things, because even if you don't really understand it at its like full level, like just the idea that these things are in existence and we have some understanding of it is pretty crazy. But and he was talking about a supernova or whatever. My partner brought up like, what if the Big Bang was just like a really big supernova? But then that made me think like, oh well, because I was like, well, what do they think the Big Bang is then? And he was saying that like they think it's like the start of everything, the entire universe. And I was like, but what if things like the universe already existed? Like, and then there was a big bang. But that's everything else, and it was already inside of something. So that's why we count it as the entire universe. You know what I mean? But you know what happens when you get lit and have these conversations. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's just a lot of mind expanding with no end.
Whoa, yeah. You're like, but what if? And you're just like pretty much saying the same things as them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just thought that was interesting.
I like remember one episode from And That's Why We Drink, and one of the hosts, M, does a deep dive on like the Fermi paradox, and it's like a 2-hour episode, and they go into like all the theories, the Fermi paradox, and basically like all of the reasons or like all of the possibilities why we're here, including like the Big Bang, or like we're in a simulation, or for some reason we're the only people that survive the Big Bang, or that we're so minuscule that no one else cares about us. So there's just like a bunch of theories.
Yeah.
And I listened to that also lit, and I was like, oh my God. I was cleaning and I was like, wow. Because it's so good. And I really love that episode. I've listened to it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It's a trip. It's fascinating to think about it. I'll link it in our show notes.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Wait, you going to say something else?
No, go ahead, because I felt you saying something else.
No, I was just going to say that I recently was watching another podcast I like called Whiskey Gingers, Andrew Santino's solo podcast, and he has guests on there. And he had this guy named Doc on there, and that's just his name. He's a comedian too. He works at Amazon or something, but he had been on Bad Friends. He doesn't go on there anymore, so this is the first time I seen him in a long time. So I was like, oh, cool,
nice.
And he's a conspiracy guy. He loves aliens specifically, so he's always talking about aliens. But he was talking about, like, because Andrew asked him, like, what do you think about, like, what do you, like, Earth and, like, all that other stuff?
Yeah.
Like, what about that stuff? And he's like, I don't care. Like, he was like, I don't know. Like, to him, I feel like the alien stuff is just fun to think about.
Yeah.
And everything else he said is, like, he likes to believe in, determinism or whatever, where, like, everything's already laid out, like everything is what it will be, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like when you
kind of like destiny, kind of like creation,
like God. If you believe in God already created a plan. For
like
you.
You're just on
it. And he's like, and I find a lot of comfort in that, because then it's like, well, I have no choice anyway. And I think I used to really believe in that super, super heavy, and that did bring me a lot of peace. And I think when I stopped kind of believing that,
kind of freaked you out.
It kind of is like, oh, well, now I'm putting it all on myself, where it's like, well, then if
that's
it's
a lot of responsibility.
If it's not already planned out, then everything is decided on my decisions and my thought process and every single little thing, which is like, I don't know, because some people, like, who also believe in, like, predestined things sometimes believe you're able to alter
because
things.
I was gonna say, I guess if I was to talk about, like, how I believe it, I guess it's always expanding based on more information as that I digest. And I guess I can wrap my head around, like, destiny, but also you choose the path of your destiny. Like, I guess in my head there's predetermined destinies, and then every choice you make or whatever just puts you on the different destiny, but they're already there, but you can just do one thing different and it'll change it. So it's like a little less pressure, and always good to know that you can always, like, redirect.
I thought you were gonna say that, like, the ending or, like, whatever is at the end, but how you get there is what you decide. And, like, but there's only, like, the one ending.
Oh, interesting. No, I believe in multiple
endings. That's cool.
Because it's like, well, do you believe in, like, multiple universes?
The multiverse theory. And the different timelines. I want to. Like, I feel like that's, like, but that's all my belief systems. It's just that I want to believe in it. Like reincarnation and stuff. I feel like in order to believe in the reincarnation thing, I kind of do have to believe in the timelines thing. So I do, because it just is better for my thought
psyche.
process, I guess. That's the way I like to think about things. I don't know. Once I like, because it's like once I found out about reincarnation and stuff, I think honestly I probably found out about it from Lisa Simpson as a young kid.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
and like that probably was like in and itself like impactful for me because I loved her so much. So, but I feel like it just resonated heavy. I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like I don't know, something about it was just like, yes. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Where it just like it spoke to me so much that I was like, yeah, that's what I believe now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just clicked,
Yeah. And it just
different strokes for different folks.
Definitely true.
Yeah.
Definitely true. But then I'm also like, I don't know, because it's like what we were talking about on the Halloween episode with Brother Let's Talk, where it's like not only the barriers that you put up between yourself and like unexplainable things, but also like in general what I was saying about like choosing to believe things, because when you choose to believe things you're able to believe those things. And it's just that simple. So it's like, why not believe things? It's fun.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like that's why I believe certain things that I believe, because it's just fun. It's like I know that there's faults and holes in some things, and there might be ways to explain things away, but it's like, it's fun to not.
Yeah, I feel like you have a point. I feel like people who are very like, I guess, scientifical / debunking / whatever, I feel like it's just a safety net for them to just, like you said, it's just easier for you to believe that this is the only way and that's it. Yeah. And for them, that's why they're so hard set and like evidence. Yeah. Because they can't fathom any other way, because they'll lose their mind.
Yeah, exactly. Because then it just like breaks down their barriers of like, this is all I know to be real. So if this exists and it's real, then it fucks with my shit. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I wonder if we have like if our listeners are alien believers. Drop that in the comments if you're an alien believer, or text us.
Yeah, maybe we could put like a poll on like Instagram and Facebook. Oh,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I was thinking, I know like on some of the podcasts I listen to, they'll do like a question or whatever, and then just read some of the answers on the episode. Like, what's the craziest blah, blah, blah.
We also have an X account. I know that like a lot of people don't really use Twitter anymore, or that's my impression. But if you do use Twitter, go follow us on Twitter. Speaking to the Abyss Pod.
Yeah, I think it's Into the Abyss Pod.
Oh, yeah, I think it is Into the Abyss Pod. We'll double check and put it.
Yeah, we have our link tree. Mm-hmm. You could find us on everything on there.
Definitely follow on Twitter, because polls are also on there as well. So maybe you could.
Yeah, and we're on Threads. I'm not too savvy with Threads. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand them so far.
I don't either, and I share our stuff, and like it's kind of weird. I feel like the algorithm on that's really weird, because like sometimes I feel like we have high interaction, and like our feed is kind of podcaster related, and sometimes it's like not at all.
When I look, I feel like all I see are spams.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Which is like maybe because I'm not on there as much, and I'm not interacting.
Yeah, and I don't have a personal Threads. It's just the podcast.
Yeah, that's the one that I be getting on. But on my end, it's like these like clickbaity celebrity article things, and I'm like, what the heck's going on this app? Like, what is the point? Like, what? But I saw a stand-up comedian. He was funny, but he was asking the audience if anybody uses Threads. It was like 2 hands up in the audience. And she was like, I love Threads. It's awesome. So there's like people who really, really love Threads. And then...
Yeah, and I think Threads might be like a next generation gap between... Yeah.
I just don't get it yet.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at it more.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make my own account so I could see it more.
Yeah, I just, I was like anti it, because if you make a Threads, you can't delete it without like deleting your whole Instagram.
Oh, ugh.
So like, but...
Why they do that? That's
it's just like the arm.
That's like Messenger and Facebook, that you can like not have a Facebook but have a Messenger.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like you should be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that kind of deterred me.
It's still deterring me. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I probably won't do it then.
Yeah.
But whatever platform you're on, we have a
yeah, we even have a TikTok, but it's just like clips of the podcast that I haven't updated since like a few episodes ago. But I did log in, and like some people followed us, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah.
I don't want to get the listeners too excited, but maybe we'll upload more to TikTok when we start recording our episodes.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have like videos
to clip and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe we'll turn into those crazy podcasts, and all our clips will just be like clickbait. It'll be like us fighting and stuff, and it's like tune in, and this nothing is in the podcast. None of that's in the podcast at all.
It's cut, like cut throughout the whole episode.
But yeah. You are doing things next weekend? What are you doing?
Let's see. Next weekend, I am seeing you on Friday, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And before I see you, me and my little brother,
or Saturday. We said.
Yeah, depending on if you're available on Saturday. But me and my brother, he asked me to take him to see the first Venom.
First Venom?
Yeah, like originally when it came out. Right.
Wait, were they playing that?
No, when it came out like years ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Sorry, I followed out.
So I ended up taking him because I can't remember if no one else wanted to take him or he just really wanted to go, whatever. And then when the second one came out, I was like, oh, should we go see it? So then we went. And then I was like, when I saw the new one come out, I was like, should we go see it? He's like, yeah, if you're free. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go see that before we hang out.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And then on Sunday, I'm going to go have dinner with some coworkers for a late birthday celebration for one of them just because I've been so busy.
She doesn't listen to our podcast, huh?
I don't know.
If she's listening, thanks for not inviting me. Ooh, I'm just kidding. I don't want you to think we're fighting.
I was going to say, she's asked me for help on how to, like, play it or where to listen and stuff. And I just, like, have not been able to get that way, or I mean to send her links.
Once we get the tap to go, then everyone's getting it. Everyone's getting tapped.
I don't care. You get a link.
I don't care if you're walking up tapping on people's stuff. Yeah.
Well, you have a phone? I'm not sure. I want to say no, but I know one of our old coworkers has listened to every episode, and she doesn't even work there. One of, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool, actually. Thank you for all the listens.
Yeah. Make sure she gets one of our new stickers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Saving one for you, friend.
But yeah, so gonna do dinner, and then it's gonna be 2 of our coworkers, and then I'm gonna trim one of their hair after. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Make them look beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah. Do you have any plans next weekend?
I'm going to the pumpkin patch.
Ooh, which one?
I don't know yet. I might go to the one I went to last year, which I don't remember the name of. But next week when we record, or whatever that is, maybe I could talk about it. But or am I going to do one? I don't know. But the one I went to last time, I got delicious pickles from and great pumpkins. So I might go there again. They had cute little animals. But my favorite thing about any of those things is the petting zoo and like just animals in general.
Nice, yeah.
So I'm hoping I see some animals again. And if I go to the same one, I hope that they're the same ones, just a little bit grown up.
Yeah. Just living their life.
Living their life on their farm. So cute. They had like a bull. They had like 3 goats. 1 something, like a rooster maybe. I don't remember. And then a bull. Just I was like, whoa. It was like a big ass bull too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a bull like that in real life except for that day.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, mostly around cows, I guess.
Yeah. Was it a bull or was it like one of those horned cows?
I think it was a bull.
Okay.
I think it was a bull. But he even had that nose ring they were putting on bulls. I was like, whoa. Hands
septum
up.
piercing.
I was scared. That's what people think you look like when you get a septum piercing. Ugh, cracks me up. Anyway, I was gonna say something about the animal though. What was I gonna say? Just pause. I can't remember. Okay, so what I was gonna say was, speaking of cows.
Yes.
I have this idea that I want to become pescatarian.
Okay.
Because somebody, and this might be obvious to some listeners, I don't want to hear it, but somebody compared dogs to cows.
Okay.
And I love seeing videos of cows like frolicking and jumping and stuff. And I was like, low-key, they're so right. And then they were like, and you wouldn't eat your dog, right? And I was like, oh my God, they're right. I wouldn't eat my dog. And I was like, so how can I eat cows? Like, what's wrong with me? And then I was thinking, I was like, well, then if I give up beef, I feel like it's easier to give up the other meats, like chicken. Because... yeah, and I like fish, so I feel like I can eat.
You wouldn't eat your pet fish, would you?
I feel like I can eat fish, but my main goal is not to just be pescatarian. I think the idea is that like pescatarian in bits to get used to it, like where I do like a month of only pescatarian diet, and then if I want to, maybe the next month I can go back, or like every other week or something, until I could just be pescatarian. And then from being just pescatarian, I just don't want to eat animals.
Just fish?
Just their product. No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay,
After pescatarianism is, I guess, vegetarian.
Yeah.
Not vegan.
But then you have to look into like getting your blood work done more often and making sure you're taking all the supplements that you need to.
Well, I think that even if I didn't go do that, it would still probably be better than what I do now. Because it's like, I feel like a lot of people in general, like, the meat that we eat and stuff is not necessarily the best meat either. And it doesn't, and some people, I mean, I know some people that don't even eat vegetables at all, and they only eat meats, which is like, whatever, do whatever you want. But also at the same time, they're not getting their blood work checked and like checking for the nutrients that they're missing from vegetables and flowers or whatever Sunny D. But Sunny D. So I think that I'll be okay. But also, this is just pipe dreams. I don't know if I could ever do this.
I thought you were gonna say for the health benefits, because I had a friend that went pescatarian for a few months to just like help them lose weight and clear up their skin.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Went back to regular.
I hear, but it clears your skin, but also just in general, like doing like a pescatarian thing. I kind of mostly want to do like a juice or a cleanse thing, so I could introduce foods back to my body and see which ones make me bloated, which ones like make me break out, so that I can do my own, what is it, like allergen test kind of thing, but with foods that activate, like, because like for some people who drink milk, like there's lactose intolerant people, but there's people who aren't lactose intolerant and then they drink milk and they break out really bad. And I don't know if I pay enough attention to the things I eat, because I eat so much stuff.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what just want to go get an allergy panel?
No, because they're gonna test me for like pollen allergies and stuff like that.
They do a food one. It's gnarly.
Oh, bitch! Well, why would I want to take a gnarly test?
Well, I mean, it just looks bad.
You're like, it's gnarly.
It looks gross, but like,
what is that? What, they rub chicken on you?
They literally, jeez, they literally inject you with a bunch of stuff.
Oh, like on your back and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Well, yeah.
There's more than just pollen on that.
No, I know, but I guess I don't know if that's for your gut health though, more than like, you know what I mean?
But it could definitely help. I know someone that went and got it done and found out that they were breaking out because of chocolate, and they love chocolate, but they're slightly allergic to it, so that's why they have a lot of face breakouts. Yeah, I was going to say, your face is, like, clear anyway, so I'm, like, imagining you on a pescatarian diet, and your face is just going to look like glass.
I'm like a baby. That'd be awesome, but no, my face isn't clear, Jess is lying to you all.
I literally don't see anything on your face right now, so...
Do you have your contacts in?
Yeah.
That felt like a lie.
Hello.
Pulls them out.
You want to see them? Plus,
wow.
I only need them for my fucking astigmatisms. I can see.
Well, I was just saying because I know what my skin looks like,
but you know, I think it's that thing where like your brain makes stuff more ugly to you.
Then why do some people like all into themselves? Like, why do they look so pretty to themselves if your eyes make yourself look ugly to yourself.
No, but I don't think it's like your eyes make you look ugly. I think it's a lot to do with confidence. Let's say confidence and how you're feeling about yourself. It's just a reflection of you.
I see. I will say, though, the main reason for the pescatarian thing is the bloatedness. Like, I do feel like I'm constantly bloated, and I don't know, like, what it could be. But I hear that meat is a big, helper in that. Yeah. So I don't know. But again, pipe
What
dreams.
if it's just the dairy? What if it's chocolate milk?
Shut up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was like, I haven't even drank chocolate milk in a long time, and then I was like, oh, I just drained our work fridge of chocolate milk.
I was gonna say, who are you lying to? I eat lunch with you every day. You're like, there's no chocolate milk in the fridge.
Because to me, chocolate milk and milk are different.
Well, that's why.
They're not the same. Yeah. I would hate it if I was lactose intolerant or allergic to chocolate.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Vanilla.
Really? Like, you don't like the flavored, like Ben and Jerry's stuff?
I guess I don't eat it enough. Usually stuff with caramel in it.
Oh, yeah. Have you had their dulce de leche one?
Yeah, I think so.
That's my favorite.
I just don't like anything with nuts in it.
Mm-hmm. Like Rocky Roads?
Yeah, no. I used to like chocolate a lot growing up, but I think I just ate too much chocolate, and now I feel like vanilla's so sweet that anything after vanilla is not as good.
Vanilla's really good. Like, vanilla's a really good flavor.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a kid slept on, as an adult you just realize like how fucking good vanilla is.
Yeah.
It hits so different, especially like when you're out eating or whatever, and they have like, what dessert do you want? It's like a little scoop of vanilla ice cream. But yeah,
hot take. But I feel like when you go to sushi or something and they have like the green tea ice cream or the vanilla, I feel like the taste is very, very similar. I feel like the green tea has like a hint of like just a little bit different. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it almost tastes like vanilla. Yeah. And people are like, oh, that's not true. But I'm like, it's literally, I think if I did a taste test, I could almost be deterred and been like, oh, vanilla.
It's still vanilla, yeah.
And it's just green tea. Yeah. I'm like, oh, oops.
A blindfold taste.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, they're both vanilla.
Yeah, and maybe there's like places where like green tea ice cream is way more green tea-ish, but it's not here.
Yeah, I would say I agree. I don't think or at least like when I got green tea, it's never robust.
Yeah.
Green tea.
My favorite vanilla ice cream though is from Mexico.
Oh, I bet.
It's the most vanilla-y ice cream.
Well, yeah, I was
gonna
say there's like Mexican vanilla beans that are like
top tier.
Top tier.
Yes.
So yeah, don't blame anybody for loving that ice cream the most. But yeah, wow, that's really crazy. Halloween's right around the corner.
Yeah, are you gonna... I know we work on Halloween. Are you planning to do it? She's getting possessed.
I can't, I guess, this year because we work. Because like if it was like...
Yeah, but like on the weekend. Because some people still do like either parties the weekend before or the weekend after. Because I mean, it is during the week this year.
I don't know. I want to. I love Halloween so much. I want to celebrate everything in Halloween. I love pumpkin patches. I want to go to corn mazes. I want to do Halloween parties. I want to dress up. I want to hand out candy. I want to do it all. The last year or 2 years ago, I want to say it was like 2 years. I don't know. I made like trick-or-treat candy bags with like some mini candies, like a sharpener and a pencil for kids.
Cute.
So I was like, and I made like caramel ones or only chocolate ones, like that kind of thing. And nobody came.
I know. I was gonna say I noticed like I don't know if it's just like Halloween's dying out through the years, because I know it's definitely gone down like trick-or-treater wise, and I know that's like a lot of safety precautions because like
I think COVID too really killed it.
People are like scared that like, and like I know it's crazy because you're like, who's really putting like needles in like the candy, or who's like giving your kids edibles and for free, like you know, but then there's like those few cases where, yeah, there's one weirdo. There's one person that did it. And I feel like the trunk or treats are really like popular, or
yes, I was gonna say,
or everyone goes trick or treating in the nicer neighborhoods with the bigger houses because they want nicer
full-size candy bars.
Yeah, which is crazy because I feel like maybe in their head that's a safer place to trick or treat. Yeah. But if you're a rich maniacal person, that's how you're taking out the kids.
Yeah. Or I don't know. I remember last year there was that case of the little girl who allegedly ate an edible as her candy or whatever. Like, she got candy and she ate so much she had to be hospitalized because she was so little, and then she ate so much. And her family was like, we don't know how this happened.
Well, and then sometimes I'm like,
how are they not obviously edibles? Like,
the packaging.
The packaging is so obviously edible. Yeah. Like, even if you didn't know, you'd be like, I've never seen this before. And you'd look at it again.
Yeah, you'd smell.
Double check.
You're like, this smells weird.
Like a skunk.
It's expired.
Yeah, or something.
And then, like, sometimes when there's stuff like that, I wonder if it's, like, their stuff.
Yeah, and she got into it.
And it's like, oh, well, it's just perfect timing. Like, I'm just going to say someone else gave it to them.
And honestly, I feel like that happens more often than people like to admit. Like, let them leaving their own drugs out or whatever it is, and their kids getting into it. That's why they have childproof locks on those things, because they look like candy when you open them up. But the outside of the packages was supposed to deter you from eating it. So if they're out of the bag already, I can see a kid just snatching that shit up and eating it. And that would be on the parents for not picking that shit up. And also, I think that, like, I do agree with you. I think it's scary. I think times have gotten scarier, you know what I mean? And I think COVID kind of scared people too. We kind of, like, lost a lot of trust in each other. And so I feel like, and with all the stories, like, everything nowadays is so horrible. Like, the stories you hear on the news and stuff are, like, these really horrible things that have happened to kids, or attempted kidnappings and da-da-da. And so it's like, I don't blame anybody for not wanting to take their kids out. And I think trunk or treat has really killed Halloween for that reason, because it's so much safer. They usually, like, from this time to this time, it's still light out a little bit. Yeah. A little bit darker towards the end, but, like, that's the end of it. Yeah. And they're usually put on by what people think are really safe churches and stuff like that, so people really trust them. Typically, your friends or your family are hosting one of the trunks or whatever. That's how you find out about them. I mean, I was going to say, our coworker literally handed me a flyer for one, because I was telling him about my little sister and how last year the last few years we were doing trunk or treats and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, well, there you go. Like, I really do feel like it's killing trick or treating. Yeah. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I just think it's super different. Yeah.
And, like, I mean, I don't know. I've listened to podcasts on, like, the evolution of Halloween. I don't know if you have. Mm-mm. No, but it's interesting to, like, hear of, like, traditions, like, when,
like, why we did them.
Well, like, before, like, when trick or treating was a thing, like, people used to, like, smash, like, throw. It might be wrong. Either, like throw vegetables.
Yeah, it was like turnips or something.
Yeah. Like, just like some. Yeah, there's been, like, a few episodes that I've heard, like, deep dive on it, and it's interesting to, like, see how stuff has progressed through the years, or, like, so you know, when you look at, like, old Easter outfits or, like, the old Halloween costumes, like, those look so terrifying. Scary.
Yeah, it's like a burlap sack. Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's just, like, really creepy masks.
Yeah, like straight up like an animal or something. Sometimes, like, I mean, I feel like, and back then, because they were so spooked out, like, they genuinely felt the fear of Halloween. It was part of it. That's what the costumes were for, right? It's like, I think that the Halloween thing is that, like, they would dress up so ghosts and ghouls would think you're part of them and not get you, and then you're supposed to have candy and stuff for the trickster ghost or something like that. And, like, if you don't, that's why the whole trick-or-treat thing came to happen. Because it's like, if you didn't, then your house was, like, assaulted or whatever. It's just really interesting. You're right that it's progressed so much so that now we just, like, don't even do it on Halloween. Yeah. But it's cool to know that it's rooted in genuine fear. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because nowadays it's just for funs.
Yes. Tee-hee. I know. I was going to say another thing that I don't like around Halloween is, like, the adoption of black cats. Because I remember, like, a few years ago.
To kill them?
Yeah, that like I wanted to like look at cats way before I got Milo, which is my little black cat.
Yeah, little black cat.
But when I was like trying to find them, like they didn't have any on the website, and like I had like gone into the shelter and they said, "Oh yeah, around this time we don't adopt any out because people sacrifice them or hurt them or whatever because they think they're evil or demons or."
Which is so crazy that there's genuine people out there that would go through the trouble and hassle of going through an adoption, of adopting a black cat just to kill it.
Yeah.
To torture an animal. Like, also, if you have that in your mind to torture an animal, please go seek help because you're not normal. And that's, like, literally not a thought other people have. Please do not hurt animals.
Unless they're just, like, in a cult and that's just their thing.
Yeah, I guess if your cult is, like, has now tricked you into thinking that's normal.
That's normal, yeah.
I guess, but I don't want you listening to our podcast if you're a fucking cultist, honestly.
Imagine we have a huge cult following.
And they're all sad now that I said that.
They're like,
that's what our whole cult was about.
Oh.
Whatever. That's so sickening. Because, like, I guess every time I hear about, like, cats getting, well, it's like Easter, too. They don't do bunnies because people like to return bunnies. Christmas, they don't do, like, a lot of small animals and stuff like that. Yeah. People like to get rid of them. Also, people don't, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I feel like the smaller the animal, or like depending on the type, the smaller the animal, the less people care about them as a whole. Okay. Like community, like I mean, like societal wise, like people don't like rats for the most part. If you have a rat like as a pet, people are like, oh, gross, kill it. Or if you're like into spiders, and there's people who are terrified of spiders, which is totally fine. But then like, what makes them feel like they should tell you to kill your pet? I don't know. Like that stuff doesn't make sense to me. Everyone has their things, you know?
I know. When I used to have my aquarium and I would tell people, oh, you have like blue dream shrimp. They're like, oh, yum, are you going to eat them? And I'm like, no. They're like this big, too. They're like so small.
Literally. Yeah, like people are so weird for that. I mean, I've had mice and I love them so much and they're so smart. And then people still would be like, they're so gross. Like, why they
yeah, I used to have a rat when I was super little. Stuart.
Of course, Stuart. Cute. That's such a cute name.
And I remember that my mom was dating this guy, and I don't know, not that I didn't like him, but I think he was kind of annoying, and he was super scared of the rat. So I'd be like, "Oh, hey, look at my rat," and I like throw it on him.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I just love the feeling of their tails around.
I was just literally thinking about the feeling of a rat tail.
Like when I think of them, because obviously they've passed now. Rest in peace, Ruby, Sapphire, and Mouse Pie. But when I think of them, I miss them so much. I think about their tails wrapped around my finger. It's like I can feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so sweet.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest thing about having like smaller, tiny pets like that is that their lifespan is so short.
Yeah, especially if you're getting like how I was getting like not actual like rats, but like feeder rats and feeder mice where they're only bred so they can feed them to snakes and stuff. So it's like truly they weren't meant to live too long. And I'm over there like, hey, expanding their lifespan.
Yeah, you're like,
they're like yeah, I don't know. All living creatures deserve some respect and love and compassion from somebody. And if there's somebody's pet, don't tell them to kill it. Don't say ew, stomp it. Don't say burn the house down. Like I'm part of a bug identifying group. Yeah. And sometimes like people will ask, oh, what's this or whatever, and then people are like, what? I don't know, like the devil. And they're like, burn your house. You got to move now. Yeah. It's like it's not that dramatic, dude. Yeah. Not that dramatic. Some bugs though.
I know, and then I think it's cool that there is people that like aren't afraid of bugs like that and like care enough to be like, ooh, like what is this?
Yeah, you know. Sometimes I get like irritated seeing like if they found a dead bug and then people assume that they're the ones who killed it and then they're like, you're a monster. I do kind of get annoyed because I'm like, well, you can't expect everyone to be as comfortable as you are.
Yeah, like when I assassinated that spider.
Like you can't expect people to just be okay with all types of bugs. I mean, I know if I see a fucking earwig, my skin.
Which one's the earwigs? The little pincher ones?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just like thought of one and I could imagine them crawling.
Dude, I hate when I see them in the house, which is like rare. And I'm like, ah! Dude, and sometimes they're so fat. And I'm like, where did you come from? Where?
I know.
Who
They're
invited
disgusting.
you? It's that little sound. Who are you? I'm the owner of this house.
Oh yeah. Who are you? Yeah, earwigs I can't do earwigs at all. I'm pretty fucked up by roaches, like the idea of roaches.
Dude,
fuck me,
okay,
and bed
that's the
bugs.
one thing about Mexico. I love Mexico, but there be roaches.
Yeah.
Not like everywhere, but it's like the big
Fat ass.
the big ones,
Roaches.
and like they just be chilling, dude. They scare me, dude.
Like children.
Yeah, and then like they have little chameleons, little whatever.
No.
And sometimes it just like, I remember one time I like woke up to go to the restroom and I like go to the bathroom and I close the door. And then like when I looked back, when I finished, I washed my hands and it was like on the door and it wasn't moving. And I was like so scared
Oh
of
my
it.
god, that was gonna get you or what?
Well, I was just like, it got to me. I was like, oh my god. And I like couldn't like get to the door. I was stuck in there for like 15 minutes.
Aww.
Cause then like, I don't know, sometimes, I don't know, you go to touch them or not touch them, but like, you don't know which way they're going to scurry. Like I was trying to scare it away. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Not brave enough.
I always think about like, it's not that you mentioned a bathroom. When I was like really young, in our house, we would get slugs sometimes.
Inside the house?
Mostly in the bathroom, and I don't know why.
Interesting. I wonder if they're living in the drain.
It's like Slither.
You're like in the bathtub, little slugs are coming out.
Oh, that's so gross. And it was one of those. It was just so cold in my bathroom, and I was young enough where like my feet didn't touch the floor on the toilet, so I'd be like kind of floating on the toilet, and then I just see this like slug,
just slugging by,
moving in front of me, and we had like this like so often that we had a salt thing in the bathroom, and I just like. While I'm peeing, like pouring salt on this thing, just like watching it. And I couldn't get off or wipe or do anything until it was done fizzing or whatever. But low-key, that's pretty torturous, and I can't believe that we used to do that normally.
No, yeah.
That's
I'm telling you,
up, bro.
the things we used to do. I know, that's like, I think that was one of my favorite like childhood pastimes.
Is just burning it with salt?
Yeah, like going out, because
the bubbly.
I used to live in Monroe, Washington. If you guys haven't been over there, the weather's very rainy, very cloudy. My favorite weather. I love it so much. And like, I just remember like, I'd be like, oh, after it rained, my mom would like help me put on my like little rain jacket and boots and then give me the big thing of salt. And I would just go around with my little umbrella, just like killing all the slugs.
You're the Morton Salt girl, but of killing slugs. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
What a good time. And I think I could like remember like my mom or dad like showing me like, oh, look, watch this. And I'm like, ooh, yeah.
For the first time, yeah.
I'm like, okay,
definitely.
Cool.
So nuts. Because it is such a, I don't know, especially as a kid, because you're learning from them, and they're pretty much telling you, like, they're not telling you it's feeling anything. They're just like, look at this. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
you're like,
you're
ooh,
seeing
cool.
it, like, crazy bubbles, and it's, like, orange or whatever the fuck, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm gonna do this to all of them.
It's crazy. I feel like I can't remember. We should do it. I'm just kidding.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video somewhere.
Oh my gosh. I know. I guess I could look it up. I remember when I started biology in high school, the teacher told me that she used to do this experiment with fish, which she stopped doing because she realized it wasn't too ethical. But she would like get a fish and like see how it would react in between like the regular water to like water warming up, and like how it would breathe, and like cold water, and like, you know,
she was like giving him hypothermia,
like basically pushing them to their limits before it would pass away.
Oh, no fucking way. Like boiling water, or what the fuck?
Yeah, basically
she realized it was unethical
because it wouldn't be like hot enough to kill them, but it would I can't remember what type of fish it was, but it would show you how they adapt to the temperature changing. Yeah.
I'm like, if it's on the brink of death and you're stopping it from dying, you have to know that's unethical. You can't play with life like that.
But scientists, they're on some different.
And that's why there's laws against doing
they're
it
on
to
some
humans.
Different stuff.
That's why there's laws against doing it to humans. Because scientists, if they could, they absolutely would. Yes, they absolutely would. It's crazy. I mean, like, the most horrific. It's crazy because it's fucked up. Like, no praise whatsoever, but some of the things that we know about the human body and how we work and stuff only happen because of scientists doing illegal tests on people.
Yeah.
Which is so fucked. Like, that's crazy to think, you know? Because we'll never...
Yeah, like lobotomies, and people used to get lobotomies all the time.
Or it's just, like, what we know, like, I think, like, what we know about, like, the internal system of women.
Well, like,
too.
What is it? I have the... I don't remember if it's, like, just the regular saw or the chainsaw was, like, invented to help women during birth.
That's nuts. That's crazy to think. Yeah. There's some horrific things out there if you look, you know? If you know what to look up, you can find some
like
things.
when you learn about like the old torture devices that they used to use.
Yeah, like the one the splitter where you sit on it and it has weights on your legs. Oh, so you just slowly get split in half.
I see the one where they like just stretch you out.
Oh, the quarters?
Yeah.
Or the bowl where you're put inside the metal bowl or iron bowl or whatever it was called. And they heat it up on the belly where you're at until it blows steam. So fucking sick. That's disgusting. It's
crazy.
Then people would just watch too.
Well,
people
yeah,
like,
and then I think about like that's what I like, you know, when people are like, oh, like people who listen to true crime are sick or like, you know, whatever. But it's like, dude, people used to go watch people get beheaded.
Yeah,
like
this is
it's in our blood.
Pastime. To know about that is our classic. Yeah. But I think there is something like mental about like the idea of death and stuff, obviously that makes it so interesting. It makes us want to watch or makes us want to hear, not because it's fun necessarily, not because it's I love to hear about murder, but it's like no, there's something like, I don't know if it's like the interest in the macabre or something, just like how it all happens and stuff. But I feel like because there's some people I know that like, or like some people I've interacted with, especially like online, who are into true crime. I feel like I hate them. Like I'm like, I don't fuck with you at all. You're a fucking weirdo, and you give us a bad name. But then there's some people that do listen to it, and I feel like have respect still for the people, the victims specifically, where other people just like to idolize the murder or like the murderer or just those horrific events. It's like that's not the part. That's not the part we should be focusing on, but. You know, consume your media wisely, folks. Consume your media wisely. Because it does do things to your brain. And you don't want to be that cringe person on the internet.
Or that super paranoid person, which is like okay to an extent. But like then there's people like a little bit more than you.
Yeah, I was going to say she's throwing shade right now on our pod.
No, like, you know, just people that live in too much fear, which I guess can't be a terrible thing, but like if you don't want to leave your house or if you consistently think someone's trying to kill you or that you're gonna die, like that's not any way to live either.
No, definitely not. Right, that could definitely stop you from doing anything.
Yeah.
I can see. Well, like if we're, I don't know. I was just having a conversation with some people about Halloween events, right? We're talking about Halloween this and Halloween that. Locally, bar crawls are huge.
Yeah.
Halloween crawl or whatever.
Zombie
crawl is what it's called. Is super popular.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like our second popular thing because then Santa Claus first. But zombie crawl, and they brought it up and I was like, because I went one time. I don't like large crowds because of my paranoia. Because, like, I can do clubs, I guess, but when the wait line for the club is 2 hours, that's way too many people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's so many people in one spot.
That's not even a ride. I'm like, I'll wait 2 hours to get on a ride, not into a club.
And it's like, but that's just too many people in one spot for me. That's why I've never been to the Santa Crawl, because I know people come from all out of town and stuff like that to do the Santa Crawl, and I've seen pictures of the streets of downtown, like absolutely flooded with people. That gives me anxiety because my paranoia is based in that there's some really, really bad people out there and they would do the most damage with the least resistance. So, like, I think that the larger crowd that you're in, the higher chance you have of having something violent happen to you, because that's what happens in crowds. Even if it's not like a mass shooting, in general, especially drinking, mass crowds is like, you're asking for fucking trouble, or somebody is, and I don't want to fucking be there when it happens.
Yeah.
Especially in today's day and age, we talk about fucking road rage and people are shooting at each other. And people are just, It's sick. It's sickening. Kids are shooting at each other after school. What the fuck is happening? You know, I don't want to be in a large crowd and somebody has a bad fucking day or a bad drink or somebody set them off and now I just happen to be too close by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's where my paranoia lies in bad people. Like I just feel like I don't think everybody's bad, but I know that there's bad people out there.
Yeah.
And because I know that they're out there and I don't know who they are, I'm a little scared to find them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always super hyper vigilant and cautious when it comes to new people, as you know. I'm like, I'd rather not talk to them and gauge them first. That's just like, and I still won't trust them. I still won't trust them. But I feel like my thing is like a healthy, because it's not stopping me from doing things. I go outside, I go to the store, I go to movies still.
You just like holding a knife the whole time.
I go to movies still. But
Yeah.
I will say that when I am at movies, in the back of my head, I know where the exits are. I know how I'm going to get out of here if anything does happen because I feel like that's just our day and age, and I maybe have let it get to me a little bit, and I think especially with all the media that I consume, which is why I said, you know, consume it wisely because it does do stuff to your brain. I think that it's all layered up into this like just in case thought process, you know, just in case I need to, just in case someone does something, just in case, just in case. I mean, a few years ago, there was like mass shootings at the Garlic Festival. You would never think you'd fucking get shot at a Garlic Festival, but somebody did it, you know?
Yeah.
And so like that's what freaks me out. It's just the what ifs. I try not to let it stop me. I still live my life. But you're right. There's been times where I have a knife nearby because something happened that made me feel like there would be more to come. So I was like, I need to be prepared.
Yeah, that's just your paranoia.
Yeah, that was just my paranoia. Yeah. But the difference, I think, between like me and someone who's like extremely paranoia is that I get over it at some point. Like it's like a day goes by and then I'm like, all right, I don't need the knife. Nothing happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, if something had happened the next day, that would probably amplify my paranoia 10 times instead of double.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's one of those games, you know what I mean? Also, I think just the life that I've had and the way that I've grown up, having to be cautious like that.
Yeah.
Just in general, like, catch us on, I think it was, listen to our last episode with Brother Let's Talk, when they were on our episode, where I talk about, literally so quickly, about this house that I lived in when we were talking about shootings and stuff. It's like, that stuff will make you more paranoid growing up. Because if you see other people watching their back, you know, you feel like you got to watch your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think we are kind of blessed location-wise to be somewhere where there's not as many crazy things happening. And if there is, it's very small scale. And, you know, people, if as soon as there's any type of rumor, like it gets shut down really fast or they cancel school or like what, you know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because there was something recently about that. Yeah, I feel like in general, people are trying to be as cautious as they can nowadays, especially when it comes to children, schools, and stuff like that. So, like, yeah, if there's a threat or whatever, I'm glad they kind of close everything down. And then they're like, you know, like, just to be safe. Because it could be a hoax. It could just be kids saying stupid things. Yeah. But it also could be very serious. So I'm glad they take it as seriously as they can. There's so much going on in the world, like, negative. And I would hate to end it on a negative note.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the show. She was looking at me down with his finger and her thumb in the stick. I'm before him. Please stop coming, they don't stop coming. Get to the rose, I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to wait for a crowd. Your brain gets popped, but your head gets turned. So much to drink, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You never know if you don't know. You never know if you don't know. Yeah, yeah, you're not sad. It's a game, man. You're fine. You're outside. It's your
What was that?
I don't know. That was fucking weird. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.